Sean Salisbury here for Open Sports. Let's take a look now at, over the next 2 weeks, what these players are going to go through in a lot of different ways as they prepare for the Super Bowl. Now this week, they'll get some days off depending on what the coach feels is a time off. And they'll have an overview. It's kind of like a bye week during the season, but in a bye week during the season, you're trying to get young players worked in, getting a little bit of extra work, and your coaching staff is putting in the game plan. Well, the biggest priority here is, number one, getting healthy and have fresh legs for the Super Bowl. But also, number two, is making sure your game plan is focused and broken down to where there's no stone unturned. Not turned unstoned, stone unturned. And both these coaches will be prepared for that. So you got to give the guys, after their victories on Sunday, give them a couple days off to soak in, to enjoy the inauguration for Barack Obama, and to kind of focus and get their ticket business out of the way, who they're going. There's nothing worse than that. No coach wants the second week to be worrying about who's in the ticket business. Denny Green always used to tell us, well, you're not in the ticket business, and your family has to understand that. Send them to me, was what Denny always used to say if they got a problem with it, and I love that. So tickets get taken care of this week. Early preparation for the game, getting a couple early looks. Maybe if you're Arizona, you want to get a couple early, couple shorts and shoulder pads practices, at some time, maybe a Wednesday and a Friday or Wednesday, whatever their schedules are. And coaches change it during the bye week, and coaches change it during the 2 weeks leading up to Super Bowl. Now, on Super Bowl week, they want the same preparation they had. Coaches are superstitious and creatures of habit, as are players. So they'll want to come in on Sunday, do something. Monday, run a little bit, get some kinks out. And then Tuesday, they'll get another day off, but they won't get a day off because they'll be traveling for the Super Bowl because they're going to have media day. And so all these things, and it changes with all the media hype come Super Bowl week. So that's next week. And I'll even come back on one more time next week and just give you a little overview of what the week before is. But the next 2 weeks are going to deal with all kinds of hype. They're going to read all kinds of newspaper articles, Arizona, why they shouldn't be there. And boy, they got lucky. And Pittsburgh, is their offensive line any good? Can they do anything but Ben Roethlisberger make a play? Can this guy get out there? Can they cover Larry Fitzgerald? You're going to read it all. And if you're smart, you'll limit your talk show availability. And I know people want pub and all that, but I don't think you need to be one of those people that makes yourself so available when you're going to a Super Bowl. I'll give you a little music in the background for this too. So available that you forget what the goal is here. The goal's not done and it's not reached. So you don't have to be available for every damn media interview and every damn person and every damn paper interview that wants to get to you. Okay, you save some. You answer a lot of those questions during media day. You may have some special shows you go on, but you don't want them to take over your life and your focus. You want to enjoy this week. You're going to get a couple practices in. You're going to start to prepare for your travel day, get your stuff loaded, get out of the ticket business, and that's what they're facing. But the hoopla, you're going to have people wanting to shoot a commercial because you're in the Super Bowl, and if the commercial runs, and if you're going to have people that want to jump on you and try to capitalize on their marketing company to get an endorsement from a Kurt Warner or Ben Roethlisberger. Those things happen, but that's got to be taken care of in the first week. Because once the second week, you're in the football winning games business. You're not in the worried about this guy's business or socializing party business. And during the week, early in the week, Super Bowl week, you'll have guys going to parties in Tampa. They're not going to lock them up and key, but as you get Wednesday on, you're going to start getting curfews for these guys. So they get in there Sunday, or they'll play a little bit on Monday, do their thing, and have curfews at night, but be able one of those nights to be able to stay out all night and realize that they can enjoy the fun. But it's no fun if you don't win. So the focus will be on winning. And both Ken Wisenhunt and Mike Tomlin are pretty disciplined guys. So this week, get out of the ticket business, take care of all that, all the business distractions. Let your family know that the next week, your football team is your family. Deal with your media interviews this week, other than media day next week, and then focus on football. Get some extra preparation in. Maybe work a few extra times on some routes you want to work. And on the practice field, hit the things that maybe are your weakness. Do we got to pick up the blitz? How are we going to control Troy Polamalu? Are we blocking James Harrison double team? It's a lot of film time and a lot of getting your legs back and a lot of getting some extra practices in, so there's nothing that you haven't seen going into this football game. After all these months, there's going to be very little that you haven't seen. It comes more down to the execution and your mental preparation going on what you have seen. So that's what they're facing, these players. And then they're facing the choke factor as it gets closer, that pressure and those nerves start to go up. Feel like they can't swallow, hyperventilating, head in a vice grip. who handles that the best will be more equipped to handle winning the game. Feeling when they run out the tunnel of, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm here. And that'll affect players that have not been in it as opposed to those that have, who are prepared for it and have seen this, week or two beforehand. So it's a lot of time. Most players would like to play it the next week, get it over with, and let's go. But this first week is to gather all the business side, some of the football field stuff, getting yourself focused. You can't take that much time off. You don't want to lose the rhythm. Get in the film room and study and put some of that to work, and then you hit the ground running and give as normal work week as you can, other than that media day that you get during Super Bowl, to get your team focused on everything they need to do to be comfortable and to feel like it's just another game. That's the hardest thing to do. While it isn't just another game with all the people watching, it is just another game when it comes down. The football field is still the same length, and the width of the football field is still the same. That's what these players face, and a lot of this will come down to who handles the distractions better. There will be a distraction, whether it's an injury or banged up or missing a practice or somebody doing something you hope not off the field, but those things. And you watch on the field the intensity and the stress between players. They'll be a little more irritable and a little more uptight because the focus on the biggest games of their career come up February 1st. How you gear your mind up the next 2 weeks to handle it will be the biggest and most important thing for these teams that are on their way to the Super Bowl. And the team who does it the best and then takes that preparation off the field and executes just a little better than the other team is going to win the Super Bowl. And I assure you, two things in this game. There will be a hero, an unexpected hero in the game that will make a play. Tyree in last year's Super Bowl for the Giants. And there will be a GOAT in this game that chokes. It's going to happen. I'm telling you, it does, and it always will. It's just the nature of it. You don't wish it on anybody on the GOAT side, but everybody'd like to be the hero. Who's going to be prepared enough to be that hero? I'm Sean Salisbury for Open Sports.
Think you can complete the drive? Play today and get an automatic entry to win daily prizes, 2 tickets to the big game, and a brand new car. Start your drive today at opensports.com.